Today's adventure brings me to North Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. We're sitting here looking at Kings Highway, or also known as Highway 17. And I'm here today because there is a town that is kind of trapped within the confines of Myrtle Beach. And it's called Atlantic Beach. Now, I've never really heard of Atlantic Beach until here just recently. I've heard of Atlantic Beach, North Carolina, and I think there's an Atlantic Beach in Florida, but never heard of Atlantic Beach, South Carolina. And this is very interesting. When you're on Google Maps and you're looking at this area and you look at the roads like Ocean Boulevard, which goes down the oceanfront here in this area in the Grand Strand, when you get to Atlantic Beach, Ocean Boulevard is not connected to Atlantic Beach's version of Ocean Boulevard. You have to stop, drive all the way back out here to Highway 17, come over a block, and then drive back down to the oceanfront and then go over. And Atlantic Beach maybe is about 6 or so blocks wide. It's not very wide at all. It's a very small community. And we're going to get into what about this community keeps it so small and what happened to stop it from its growth back in the 1950s. It was kind of a hustle and bustling place from the late 30s through the 40s and the early 50s, 1954 to be exact. We're going to kind of unpack all that today. Very interesting community, and that's why I want to do a vlog today about it. Let's get started and dive into this thing. All right, I've made my way over here to the town of Atlantic Beach, South Carolina Town Hall. As you can see the name right there, the Black Pearl. That has no correlation with Pirates of the Caribbean or Caribbean, however you want to say it. But right here is a placard that's going to give us a little backstory about the town of Atlantic Beach. Atlantic Beach, nicknamed the Black Pearl, was established about 1934 as an oceanfront community for blacks denied access to other area beaches by segregation. So if you didn't know, South Carolina was definitely a Jim Crow state, so segregation was very large here. Many became year-round residents, but most spent their vacations here. From the 1930s to the 70s, the Black Pearl was one of the most popular beach resorts on the East Coast for blacks from Virginia to Florida. Its hotels, nightclubs, restaurants, shops, and pavilion were packed every May to September. Come around here to the back side and do a little reading. It continues over here. So George Tyson was the first to develop this area from 1934 to 1943. In 1943, the Atlantic Beach Company, J.W. Seabrook, R.K. Gordon, and P.C. Kelly III bought the tracts and continued to develop them. So tracts means like a large lay of land. If you didn't know, I had to actually look that up. I wasn't really sure what that meant. As other area beaches began desegregating in the 70s, the beach saw fewer visitors. The town of Atlantic Beach chartered in 1966 with Emery Gore and Mallard Rucker and its first 2 mayors. It's one of the few black-owned and governed oceanfront communities here in the United States. So that is a little backstory to Atlantic Beach. And now we're going to head down toward the oceanfront area of this little community and just check it out. I did just meet the town manager, and he actually told me that even though, you know, like Myrtle Beach and stuff, everything's paid to park. Up around Carolina Beach where we're at, everything's paid to park. Here in Atlantic Beach, you're free to park. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to make our way down there to the oceanfront area and just check it out and learn a little bit more. They actually even have a little bit of a museum down there and stuff, so we got some stuff to look at. It says it's open. Atlantic Beach History and Art Museum, located right here on the main drag coming in. It says welcome. You can come by here and see what's happening. Learning a little bit about this thing. We got some business hours up here. They're open Monday through Wednesday. It says by appointment, then Thursday, Saturday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Sunday 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. and there's their information for phone number and things like that if you want to contact them. Learn a little bit about Atlantic Beach history. Alright, so when you enter the Family Art Museum here, the first thing you're going to see is a lot of the history here on the walls, and then as we move on back, You're going to get into some of the displays of modern and contemporary artworks by prominent African diaspora artists from the Harlem Renaissance to present day. The art collection contains works by some of the most prolific African diaspora artists and art educators to the past 2 centuries. All right, my friends, I just walked inside and spoke to the very nice gentleman inside who works here at the museum. I think he's even the owner of it. I gotta say, man, there's a lot of cool stuff in there. Everything I'm talking about in this video, you can stop here at this museum and he can tell you everything. He can put it so much better than me. I mean, he's a really good talker, really good speaker, has a lot of knowledge about Atlantic Beach. He actually lives here, and he also talked about how things are changing here, that things are looking up. They might even be putting in some kind of a nice draw, a big hotel maybe in the near future down the road. Things are really turning around. So that being said, let's move on down to the Oceanfront area and take a look around down there. Talk about a little bit of the history I just learned. All right, my friends, I have made it down here to Ocean Boulevard. But you know, in Myrtle Beach, we're on Ocean Boulevard. One thing that you notice is the sky rises and the big hotels and the condominium complexes. But Ocean Boulevard here in Atlantic Beach, as you can see, it does not have any of that. Look at this, how bare it is. The grass, the trees, and then on this side, you have big hotels because that's North Myrtle Beach right there. And Ocean Boulevard right here is not even connected. There is no connection with Atlantic Beach, Ocean Boulevard, to North Myrtle. And North Myrtle surrounds this community. The only way you can get out of Atlantic Beach is drive all the way back up to Kings Highway. As we look south, this is North Myrtle Beach also, as you see the big skyscraper hotel right there in front of us. But when you're here in Atlantic Beach, it's a much smaller community and a lot of open green grass. Like, there's nothing here. The oceanfront, look at all this oceanfront land over here that's like undeveloped. Atlantic Beach is a town in Horry County, South Carolina, United States, part of the Grand Strand tourist region. The population was 334 at the 2010 census. Most of the land around the town is annexed into the city of North Myrtle Beach. So also in 2020, there was 195 people that lived here in the area. And then now the newest Google says that in 2022, 283. So there's been quite a bit of people, almost 100 people have moved back in the last few years here in the area. This town itself is on like 128 acres. So that's really small. This is such a small little community. You can bicycle around here, no problem. And I think it's so cool that you can come here and it's like free parking. And it's just a little beach community that has some really deep roots. All right, now I'm going to make my way across the street here and we're going to walk out to the beach. And I definitely want to talk to you a little bit about what really hurt this community a lot. Back in 1954, there was a hurricane. Maybe you've heard of it. If you lived here in North Carolina, you probably do if you're old enough. Hurricane Hazel. I remember my grandparents and my mom telling me about how horrible Hurricane Hazel was to the Carolinas. Done a lot of destruction, damage. It was a very strong, like Cat 4 storm that hit the southeast coast of North Carolina, and those bands went right by Atlantic Beach and Myrtle Beach and done a lot of damage here, and it really stunted the growth of this community. And I guess they just never really recovered from it. Probably that had something to do with because they was really growing with their nightclubs and their nightlife and everything, doing really good with their hotels. But when something like that comes through, it makes you start all the way back over. Maybe you're not a big community, so you didn't have the funds of like Cherry Grove, Myrtle Beach, North Myrtle, whatever, to start rebuilding quickly and getting it all built back up. All right, so now I'm walking out this little walking way path. Gives you a little beach access right here through the sand dunes. It's so bizarre though. We just stop for a minute while we're right here at the highest point of the sand dune and just look around. Look at how North Myrtle Beach, look at the hotels. Is that not insane? And then you get here to Atlantic Beach and you have all this open space, kind of undeveloped few houses here and there, but there's a lot of lots is just wide open. And then just for a short few blocks to the south of you, North Myrtle kicks back in. And there's your big high rises. All right, we made our way out here to the beach itself. Pretty stormy looking day actually. But this is what Atlantic Beach looks like. And look at that thing. What the heck is that? Right off the shore here. Look at that monstrosity. Not really sure what that is. I've seen them before out in the ocean, but I've never known what they are. They've just moved. They move from place to place. It looks like with those big posts, they don't move, but actually they do move. All right, so that was our quick little tour of the beach area down there. Went over some of the history, talked about Hurricane Hazel. You know, and in 1970, one thing that really kind of affected this area, Hazel heard it in 54, but later on in 1970 when desegregation started happening, that also hurt Atlantic Beach on many levels, because at that time black people had options. They could go to all these different places and beaches in Florida and all these other states. They had options to go where they want. They didn't have a certain spot that they had to go to. So that's one thing that was good for everyone, but it was also, it really hurt this area because desegregation meant that they got other options. They don't have to come here, and they don't have to drive all the way here to this black beach, if you will, the Black Pearl, to go on a vacation, a beach vacation. So it's kind of crazy how it all works. It was good but bad for this community, kind of hurt it, but all in all, I'm pretty much going to wrap this vlog up today. I hope you enjoyed it. To end the thing, we're going to go down here and get on Ocean Boulevard, and I'm going to drive down to the south to where North Myrtle starts, and just to show you that, yeah, this Ocean Boulevard does not connect to North Myrtle Beach on either side. We'll drive down to this side, the south side, and then we'll make it up to the north side, and then we're going to wrap it up. And that's going to be our vlog today on Atlantic Beach, South Carolina, the Black Pearl. All right. It's been a fun little interesting day. I've learned a lot. Really cool. All right, everyone, we are turning on Ocean Boulevard now, and we're just going to drive down through here. I just want to show you this one really quick thing before we leave, and just to show you, like, after all these years, that is still not connected to North Myrtle Beach in any way, shape, or form, unless you drive all the way up to Highway 17. So right here, if you go straight on the other side of that greenery right here, the shrubs, that will be Ocean Boulevard in Myrtle Beach, driving south. Now we'll turn around and go back the other way, and I'll show you the north side. All right, and here we are on the north side of Ocean Boulevard, and you can see how close. I mean, right here is North Myrtle Beach. Look at that big high rise right there. And the road ends once again, and that parking structure right there is actually blocking them to be able to connect the road. Well, that's just crazy. Here's the Ocean Boulevard sign, Atlantic Beach. All right, my friends, that will pretty much do it for me today. I hope you enjoyed today's video about the Black Pearl, Atlantic Beach, South Carolina. Pretty cool little story. I like it. It's a town hidden within a town that I really didn't know anything about until just here recently. But it's such a cool little story, little historical facts that was really neat. And I hope that things are turned around for this community, and they're going to be able to build up a little bit. I did see a sign up there on the oceanfront area that said no high rises, but I think that's something that would probably really help this community out a lot. If you did have kind of a big hotel up there with a nice swimming pool, you know, you just need a draw, because you're not connected to Ocean Boulevard on either side. It's almost like this town is like a dry land peninsula. You're like cut off from the rest of North Myrtle Beach, but you are connected to Highway 17, so it's not the end of the world. But if you had a draw that could bring people down there and give them a nice hotel and bring the people in, hey, who knows what the future may have in plan in store for everyone. Oh yeah, there's one more thing I do want to talk about. I didn't know this, but the Black Bike Week, it kind of erected right here in like the 1980s. I did learn that from the museum. Did not know that, and it kind of spilled out because they didn't have enough housing and hotels and stuff like that for that kind of people. So I've always heard about the bike weeks is mainly like Myrtle Beach, you know, even the Blackback week, but not really. Its home is Atlantic Beach, is what they told me in the museum. Thought that was another fascinating fact. So that being said, friends, I'm all done. I hope you enjoyed today's video. A little history, a little fun down here in North Myrtle Beach. I had a great time. Hope you did too. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And as always, if you enjoyed today's content, please give me a thumbs up. I really do appreciate that so much. I really do. Thank you. If you want to leave a comment down below, even if it's just to say, hey, how you doing, Yeti? I'm like, go ahead. Just put it in there. Anything. Just give me a hey, a thumbs up in the comments. I'll take that too. It doesn't matter. Any comments, man. Anything I can answer, I will try to do so to the best of my ability. As you know, I am not a historian. I'm just a vlogger. I just like to go out and see things. And then I record them here on YouTube and then share them with y'all, my friends, my subscribers. Awesome stuff. All right. I'm all done. I got a feeling that the rains are coming. Man, this rain follows me. Look at those clouds up there. I believe it's going to happen. I believe it's going to happen. But not before I hightail it back to Wilmington. Supposedly it's sun shining up there and cloudy here, but it's only about an hour away, but we'll see. All right, my friends, I'm all done. For real, thank you so much. Till next time, I'm the Hitchhiking Yeti, and I will see you in my next adventure. It never stops. Remember, Fridays and Mondays are my upload days, and every once in a while, if I have time, I do work for a living Monday through Friday. I drop a video even on Wednesday for you. All right, y'all have a great time, great day. Everybody, please stay safe out there and enjoy yourself. You got to. If you don't enjoy yourself, I just don't know what to tell you, man. You got to just enjoy every now and then. All right. I'm done blabbing now. Y'all take care. Bye-bye then.